Okay, guys, I want to welcome you back. I had a very exciting week this week when it comes to random food experiments that I like to try on my channel. If you're new here to this channel, I like to provide information around health, nutrition, weight loss, the carnivore diet, what I'm doing and what I'm eating type videos for the week. So if that's stuff you're interested in, I've had a lot of success, by the way. Yeah, I started out at 435 pounds, you know, this massive guy over here, and I've been able to maintain my body weight, and I've also been able to still dramatically drop pounds as I do these random experiments with food and nutrition. And I've been trying something new this week because I'm sure we've all heard of the what is it, eat your protein and then eat some garbage, and it metabolizes a little bit different in our stomach. A lot of the health professionals and nutritionists and stuff like that, even some doctors have talked about this stuff all over the internet, and I was just wondering myself, like, does that really work? Okay, so I put it to the test this week, and this is basically what I did. As far as what I was eating this week, I started with 6 hard-boiled eggs, and I would put that in the bottom of a really large bowl. One of those oriental type noodle bowls is what I like to use. So I'd scramble up 6 eggs, I'd put it in the bottom of the bowl. I would take about a pound, maybe a pound and a half of ground beef, doesn't matter, because we're not going to use all of that. So about half of that ground beef, after it's cooked up in a cast iron skillet, I would just take a spoon and just top it off on top of the bowl. And then I would use my this weird hot sauce that I have. I'll show you an image of that up here on the screen, and that's the hot sauce I have been using, because some people need sauces in order to digest a lot of meat or in order to just eat a lot of meat. I mean, meat itself does taste pretty good, especially if you salt it heavily. Now, Himalayan salt was another thing I was using. After I got the eggs done, I have a salt grinder. I would grind a whole bunch of salt. No specific measurement was added to this stuff. And then I would just put it all in the bowl, put my sauce, I'd sit down, and I would eat it. Now, that worked out pretty well. Now, after I was done eating all that meat in that bowl, I was eating something a little bit off the carnivore type rails. So there's this product that's just showed up here at our Costco. So you probably all heard of pop chips, the little triangular ones. Well, these are a little different. I guess they're pop chips. They might be from the same company. I don't know. But they're for sale here for about half the price of the other type chips. And I bought those mainly as a somewhat healthier type snack for my family to eat, instead of eating like Doritos and Fritos and Ruffles potato chips and stuff like that. So that's the reason I purchased them. But I wanted to see, okay, if I eat all this meat and then I eat a couple bags of that, sometimes I ate 4 bags of that. That wasn't all that I did this week, but I would eat that right after I ate that big giant bowl of protein. Basically a giant protein bowl with eggs, beef, and a little bit of hot sauce and some salt. Okay, before we get too far along in this video, I would like to ask everybody, have you tried this type of eating before, where you eat a lot of protein and then you just eat something crappy afterwards? Does it work? Has it worked for you in the past? Have you tried it and just not had any results and decided to quit? Now, the eggs, I did cook that in bacon grease, by the way, just so everybody's clear. Once in a while, I would add some beef tallow to the meat before cooking it to season the pan. That seemed to work out pretty good to give me the right amount of fats that I need for the week. And I had some pretty darn good success. Now, I only weighed myself once in the middle of the week, and that was just a complete surprise. I did a live stream, so those of you that caught that live stream, I did meet another one of my weight loss milestones. I was fully dressed in all of my work clothes, which are pretty heavy, by the way, because I'm still a very large man. You know, I'm wearing a 2XL or sometimes 1XL t-shirt. But that time I think I was wearing a long sleeve work shirt at the time, you know, plus my work pants. And then I was just in my socks standing on my scale at home. But I believe I weighed in at about 297.5 pounds. And that was another milestone, to get down below 300 pounds and maintain my weight below 300 pounds and wear all of my work clothes. That was a big deal. But let's get back onto what I did for the rest of the week. So as I said, I was eating that giant protein bowl. That stayed the same throughout the entire week. Now in the middle of the week, I had the wife order Papa John's, specifically Papa John's. And the reason we ordered Papa John's pizza is because I used to work for Papa John's as a delivery driver. And so I got to know the ingredients, I got to know the process and the stuff that goes into the food. Yes, there's some gluten in the dough. I wasn't too concerned about that, even though I have had pretty nasty reactions to gluten itself. But this time I did not feel any reaction to that. So the amount of pizza that I ate, I had 2 slices of cheese pizza, and I also had 2 slices of supreme pizza. Now, the reason I did this was because I was really trying to test the experiment of eat a big giant bowl of protein and then eat some crap food, which would be pizza or the pop chips right afterwards. And so I wanted to test that theory. I was also testing myself to see, because I was a pizza addict. I would eat all the pizza all the time. I would normally sit down and I would have 6 slices of pizza, which is sometimes an entire pizza. I would eat completely by myself. I wanted to see if I could limit myself, if I was happy limiting myself to only 4 slices of pizza and that's it, and then not returning a couple hours later and eating more. So the good news there is I did not return and eat more pizza afterwards. So that was a definite winning situation there. I do believe I am still addicted to pizza, by the way. So I do have an alternative, which is this cauliflower pizza that I buy at Costco. I can eat that entire pizza. And if that's the only meal I eat in the day, I'm still in a calorie deficit for the day. And I'm also eating some pretty decent food. It might not be carnivore, but it does help me get over my pizza addiction and satisfy me in a way where I just ate pizza, but I'm not totally wrecking the plan, is my basic point there. Is I'm just trying to be reasonable with myself and what I do, and that's really what I try to talk about and try to help other people with. It's also trying to figure out how to lose weight, because losing weight isn't hard. It's not rocket science, I've been finding out, but if we just listen to all the other people out there, you know, these health professionals, the doctors that say eat less, move more, be in a calorie deficit, you need to do lots of fasting. I believe fasting is important, by the way, but you also have to minimize your fasting and then rotate your weeks out through healthy eating, doing some fasting, and vice versa. So how do we turn out by the end of the week? So that's the next question here. Get into my handy dandy phone and let's see what's going on here. Okay. So I started out this week, I was 296.3 pounds, or at least that's what I believe I left off at last week. And then, like I said, midweek with fully clothed, I was 297.5. We're not going to use that number for right now. We're going to use the starting weight from last week's video, 296.3. And this week I weighed in at a wonderful 291.9 pounds. Now, guys, I only weigh myself on Saturday morning specifically, because it gives my body a chance to react to whatever I did the previous day, whatever foods I ate, and stuff like that. But that's a total weight loss this week of 4.4 pounds. And there was also a little twist added on into the week. I was working with one of my coworkers, and I just happened to go out to a job site, which is far away from town. It's outside of Anchorage, and we were picking up some material out there, and he was going to help load me. And then on the way out there, he gave me a call, and I'm like, hey man, I don't like you if you don't have a burrito. You know, we can't get along until next week sometime. I was just joking with him. And then we got out to the job site, he pulls out this burrito, and I was like, and it was made from a place that I would go before. They use really good products. The only difference is it's got a tortilla wrapper, but utmost important is that wrapper really doesn't matter as long as you're not consistently eating a lot of these tortilla wrappers, kind of like taco night, where you have like 26 tacos in taco night. That's happened to me before in the past, and it kind of wrecks the plan. But my point is that I was grateful to get that burrito. I ate that burrito. I felt extremely energized after eating that burrito, by the way. I did not have an afternoon crash from eating it. I felt amazing, and it did not seem to affect any of my weight loss for the week too. So again, big giant protein bowl, eat your crap food. I was doing this as an OMAD type diet, so I was eating everything within a 2-hour feeding window, and then it was no food until I got home the next day. Regardless of what time I started my day or ended my day, I would come home, I would eat one meal a day with that big giant protein bowl, and then I would eat some nonsense afterwards. So either the chips, the only exception was that employee that brought in a burrito for me, and I appreciate that was amazing. I told him I would eat it. He looked at me with a little bit of concern because he knows what I'm doing, and he's just like, "You don't eat throughout the day, do you? If you do, I'll take it back, and not a big deal." And I was like, "Oh no," I said, "I'd eat it." And I did not feel bad about it whatsoever. It was amazing, and I thank him. But okay, guys, let's see, what else do I got for you today? Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about was our channel is slowly approaching 4,000 subscribers. I believe we're sitting at 3,829 subscribers. So if you're new here and you appreciate any of the content that I provide, I try to be as realistic as possible. I also try to talk from the hip. I don't try to script my videos. I just try to tell you exactly what happened throughout the week to the best of my knowledge, and then I just kind of lay it out at the end of the week, and I come back every single week and I explain these random happenings that I choose to do throughout the week, and then just let people know, okay, this is how I lost weight, either eating the carnivore diet, a ketogenic type diet, or a meat-based type diet. You know, I really like the meat-based type diet because it really works for me. 90% meats and fats, 10% love your life. If you stick to that, I think that everybody can start losing some weight. I think you can start gaining some tremendous health benefits. You can decrease your chance or possibly eliminate your chances of having diabetes or random cancers by eating this way. And it's sustainable. That's the one thing I love about it the most. It's sustainable because I have seriously tried everything up to this point to lose weight. Fasting, yeah, fasting's going to work. But can you do that for the rest of your life? And then what are you going to do when you're not fasting? So you have to have some sort of responsibility in there, you know, because I didn't fix myself until I started looking at myself from the inside out. And then everything's starting to improve pretty rapidly, and it's been going that way pretty consistently for the last year, a little bit over a year now, because I started a meat-based type, carnivore type diet last September, and things have just progressed themselves pretty rapidly. Inches lost, you know, memory gained. I'm allowed to speak fluently now, which is something I could never do in the past, by the way. So, I mean, it's all a win-win. My hearing has corrected itself. My eye floaters are completely gone. I can't say enough about how this way of life has completely changed my life. And as always, guys, I hope to see you in the next one.